Hi my loves, thanks for returning. I hope this video finds you happy and doing well. As you know by the thumbnail, this video is going to be over the new Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Foundation. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about this little baby right here. Okay, and it's been all over the YT for a while, I think for a month now, and we all know that a month in YouTube land is like 10 years, so I'm a little bit late on this one, but I was really intrigued about this foundation because it claims to be lightweight, have some good ingredients like collagen and hyaluronic acid, so I thought I would pick it up. And as you all know, for those of you all who watch my foundation videos, you all know that I like to have timestamps, so if you don't want to hear my little blurb in the beginning, you can certainly skip to the application. But here is the foundation right here, and it claims to be lightweight. It says radiant, supposed to be hydrating, plus have some good ingredients. So I'm like, okay, those are the type of things that really speak to me. So after passing it up, I don't know how many times in my grocery store, I decided to pick it up. It retails for $12.99 and it comes in 20 shades. The shade that I have on now is 125, and it may appear a little bit too deep for me. I'm not sure. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. But after you're seeing the pictures and the clips that I have, you might think a little bit different. A lot of the shades can be a little bit distorted sometimes once you get under artificial lighting and things like that. I decided to do a little research, and it does have a good rating on their website out of 5 stars. It has like a 4.5-star rating. I did look for any egregious offenders in the ingredients, and when I say egregious offenders, I'm talking about alcohol, I'm talking about parabens, phthalates, you know, things of such, things that most people don't really want to have in a foundation, especially if they're going to be wearing that foundation every day. So that appeared to be okay. But what I was really disappointed in was when I saw that the collagen and the hyaluronic acid was listed low on the totem pole, well, low on the list of the ingredients in the foundation. So what does that tell me? That tells me that there's not that much of the product in this foundation. So that was a little bit of a bust, and it really is understandable because it really does not feel like a hydrating foundation to me. Right now I do have powder on, however I do think that I could have gotten away with not setting it. It does claim to be lightweight, and I would somewhat agree with that. It also claims to have medium coverage. Well, I would agree with that, but you have to apply another layer on, kind of a thick layer. And once you get into building foundations up, that's when you're scooting into the realm of cakiness and just not looking good in person. And I kind of feel as though that's what I'm looking like just a little bit, and a lot of that could be due to the powder. You know, I did set this foundation. I honestly don't think that this foundation oxidizes. It goes on really smoothly. It is a thick foundation, which was a bit of a turnoff to me because when it said lightweight, I'm thinking that it's going to be very fluid, like very runny, very lightweight. But as you will see in the demo, it is on the thick side, and you know, thick foundations are okay if I had to choose, and by there being so many foundations out there to choose from, I just would rather a foundation that's not thick. I can appreciate that it comes in a glass bottle, and I also can appreciate that it has a pump. And again, I have it in shade 125 coconut, and I searched a lot of stores as well as online, and I couldn't find any place that offered the shade of 120. So I went ahead and picked up 125. And as many of you all know, I would rather go a little bit deeper as opposed to a little bit lighter when it comes to my foundations. And that's just me. You know, I know some people that prefer to go the opposite. If a foundation is too light, you can always, well, I can always lighten it up with a concealer On the flip side, the people that prefer to go too light, they can always deepen it up with a bronzer. But anyway, so that is why I chose 125. I am disappointed that it only comes in 20 shades, and seeing as though it's only offered at Walmart online, Amazon online, and in one of my local grocery stores, you know, I'm just wondering how long this foundation is going to be around. But anyway, as you can see right here, this is the consistency of the foundation. It is on the thicker side, and again, I do understand that this foundation is a little bit deep for my skin tone, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to my face. And even though I'm saying it is a little bit deep, it does match, I feel, the outer perimeter of my face, because the outer perimeter of my face is deeper than a little bit deeper than the rest of my body. As you can see, my chest and parts of my face is two different shades. So here I'm just going to go ahead and blend it out with the sponge, and as you can see, I didn't have any problems with the application using a sponge. I did go over my face again with another layer, and I did try to blend it out as thinly as possible, and for the most part of it, I think it did a decent job at covering up my dark spots. And on the other side, I'm going to apply it again. However, I'm going to use the brush for the application. And you know, for this foundation, for some reason, the brush side feels better than the side that I use with the sponge. The side that I use the brush for the application literally feels like I have nothing on it. I don't know what that's about, but I did try to blend it out as thin as possible. So here I am just applying some concealer under my eyes and on my chin and a little bit under my nose. And after that, I'm just going to apply some powder. And the setting powder that I used is the setting powder by Morphe, and it's in Filt'r 10. I think that it looks pretty good, and I think the coverage is okay. As you can see, I do have some dark spots on my face, of which I would probably have to color correct those offenders on my face. But yeah, at a distance, I think that this foundation looks really good. And when you get up close, I think that it's decent. Is it anything to write home to mom about? I would say no, but that's probably because I use the powder. You know, powder can change the look of so many of our foundations. And for those of you all who have seen a lot of my foundation videos, you all know that I don't like to set my foundations. I just feel as though once you use the powder, you've just kind of totally changed it. But with that being said, I think that this foundation looks decent. And here I have the clips of how the foundation looks with a flash as well as without a flash. I also have a clip of how the foundation looks in natural sunlight. So with all that being said, would I recommend this foundation? Well, if you're looking for a foundation that has some good ingredients in it, like collagen, hyaluronic acid, that's going to be hydrating, that's going to be lightweight, I don't know that I would recommend this foundation. I don't get those vibes as far as it being lightweight and hydrating. And I felt that way even before I set the foundation with a powder. Now, as far as the ingredients that they are boasting, it's low on the list. So I don't even know how effective or helpful it would be in that area. So, and plus the shade range is minimal. It leaves a lot to be desired. I think that they just kind of missed the mark with this foundation. I just don't know that I would recommend this foundation if those are some of the things that you're going to be looking for. Overall, how do I think it looks? I think that it looks pretty good. I have lines on my forehead and little lines under here under my eyes. I don't see where it's leaving any lines or anything like that. I think that it is a reasonably nice looking foundation, but if you're going to be in an environment where people are going to be up close and in your face and things like that, I think that it is going to look a little bit on the cakey side if you decide to set this foundation. So those are just my thoughts on it. I would recommend you going into your local drugstore or maybe trying to order it off of Amazon and testing it out yourself. But if you have mature skin and you're looking for collagen and hyaluronic acid and a very hydrating foundation, I don't necessarily know that this has met the mark. So anyway, that's it. Let me know down in the comments, have you tried this foundation? Are you going to try this foundation? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until my next video, smooches.